friends, and welcome to richardgaray.com. My name is Richard Garay, and I'm so excited to be a part of this Stamp and Scrapbook Expo at-home event featuring scrapbooking and memory keeping. I love scrapbooking and memory keeping using my Simple Stories collection of papers, as well as my stamps and inks and all of the yummy elements that help bring paper to life. So let's switch over to that top view so that we can check that out real quick. I'm going to be using Flutter Filled mainly for the silhouette portion because I think it coordinates beautifully with the Simple Stories I Am collection. We're going to be using some of their embellishments as well as their beautiful printed packs and stickers, and it just coordinates so beautifully with my Flutter Filled, my Diamond Days background stamp, and some of my sour sugars. So I'm going to be using sour guava, sour mist, sour pineapple, as well as those coordinating papers. We do a variety of different stamping classes and events like our exclusive card club subscription. Our card club subscription features 4 cards that we create every single month. These are the cards for the month of June. And if you sign up this month, you'll receive this exact kit to be able to create them at home and replay the live version of the show. We record it live once a month on the second Tuesday of the month, and you'll have a blast. I'll also give you a sneak peek into July's card club here. This will be July's card club. So if you sign up this month, you'll get Inspired Light, which is the one I just showed you, as well as this fun Little Mermaid set that you are going to love and adore. So it's going to be so much fun to work on this one next month. So I can't wait for you to join us for Card Club every single month. But let's get right into our project showcase. I'm going to give you a quick little tip here. And I love using a stamp positioner when I stamp on my projects, but I also love using a lot of background stamp. I design a lot of background stamps. So Diamond Days is one of my favorites. But sometimes I don't like to use the stamp positioners because I have to use magnets to hold my paper down. Well, this is a fun technique. I use one of the panels from a digital die cutter, and I simply cut a square off of the big 12 by 12 sheet, and it's got that sticky back, any digital cutter that you prefer to use. And it's just great because it holds onto my paper while I bring in my stamps and stamp without having to use a magnet. So it's been a lifesaver. I love this tip, and I hope that you guys love it just the same. So I'm just going to grab my stamps here real quick, and I'm going to be using Sour Mist and Sour Guava. I love these two colors together, and I especially love them with this I Am collection from Simple Stories. Absolutely beautiful. And another fun tip here is once you get ready to remove the paper from that sticky back, you just definitely want to fold that board in such a way so that you're not bending your paper. So you just fold that down, especially if you're going to be using thinner paper like printed stock, which I'm going to do here next. I have a pattern paper here from Simple Stories. Again, this is from the I Am collection, and I'm going to bring the Diamond Days background here to just create a fun background. And what I love about this is that I can actually go off the grid. It does not have to stay on the grid, and I can simply just wipe that off if I bring that out. So go ahead, I'm going off the grid here. I'm going to bring in my black taffy ink, and I'm not necessarily looking for a perfect impression, but I am looking for a fun background and texture. So I'm just going to press that into my printed paper here. So fun. So I've got this fun background going on. I'm going to wipe that off a little bit here. And now I'm just going to simply move it off to the edge here a little bit. so that I can ink off this little corner. And again, I'm mainly looking for texture in my spread. And my entire book has bits and pieces of the Diamond Days background, so it's all gonna coordinate beautifully together, which I absolutely adore. I'm one of those crazies that loves to coordinate my entire book. I want it to look good together. I want it to feel like I did it on purpose. And so I'm going to bring in a few different stamps here as well into my background. Oops. Let me make sure I grab that one right. Perfect. And I'm going to be using sour guava, sour pineapple, and a little bit of sour mist here. Give them a nice press. I love the color combinations that it creates for my project, and I just think it looks absolutely amazing. And again, when you've got printed paper, it's a little bit thinner than our cardstock. Our cardstock is a 100-pound cover, so we do have pretty amazing cardstock. So you just simply bend that panel, and it allows you to remove the paper without bending it or creasing it. And again, if you've got some of that ink left over, simply wipe that off that panel with your wet wipe, and you will be just perfect. So it's a great little tip if you love to stamp with a stamp positioner. All right, so that was Flutter Filled. I'm going to bring in my Sizzix machine because I'm going to use my deco strips. I love the wonky border here. I'm going to use that. I used it last time also during my life because it is one of my favorite dies to use. And I'm just going to cut out that wonky border for my layout. Move that out of the way here. All right, so I've got my beautiful layout here, or my background for my layout. This is going to be a 6x8 page. And so I'm going to bring in my photograph. This particular album is all about me. It's called, I'm using the I Am collection. So therefore, I'm just bringing it to life using a variety of different photographs of the people in my life, myself, and especially kind of more like a journal type space. So I'm going to bring in this fun border here. Check that out. So cool. I'm going to, when in doubt, pop out my photograph here. Just again, that texture, that dimension. I think it's really, really cool. And I'm going to bring in my photograph here. I'm going to bring that just a little bit lower. So I've got my photo here. Now I've already pre-cut and I've added one of the decorative brads embellishments. Again, coordinates with that line. So I just cut that out and I'm gonna add a foam square to this. Now when I add or when I create on my pages, I love to journal, but I love to add my type in the computer because I hate my writing and I can't spell to save my life. So this is just the best way for me to add my journal. So I've cut it down into different strips. I'm adding some foam squares here and I'm just going to make it a little offset so that it continues to make it fun and interactive. So I cut my foam squares in half so that it fits the little strip. And it also just kind of adds so much texture to my layout. I love how it just fills in that entire space and just really brings it to life in an amazing, amazing way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in one of the chipboard pieces here from this collection. And I love the golden. It also has a coordinating golden sticker background too if you wanted to use any of those. But I'm going to bring in the chipboard here. And I'm just going to go ahead and mount that with some foam squares. I'm going to pop out the center of that A. Just mount it here with some foam squares. So cool. And I'm going to add my finishing touches. So here I'm going to move this guy just a little bit closer. And typically I use foam squares for my videos so you can see where I place them. But again, I love how we've added the component of the pieces. You've got so many additional elements that if you want to create with. What I'm going to do next is I've got my second layout here, my coordinating layout. Now look how we also stamped the background grid here. Let me show you. I'm going to place a little piece of cardstock over my photograph because I'm going to go ahead and stamp. I'm going to splatter using some black acrylic paint. And it just coordinates so good with my background. We're going to bring some of that in. And adding Dazzling Pat, which comes in a clear, we're going to add a little bit of sparkle to this. I'm going to zoom in here and then I'm going to show you the entire book. I hope you're inspired and I can't wait to see your projects come alive. Now we are giving you guys a discount code again if you want to play with any of our stamps and inks. You're going to get 35% off this weekend only. So it'll end on Monday. Let me go ahead and zoom in here so you guys can see a little bit closer how beautiful that 2-page spread came out. I'm going to show you the rest of the book here in a minute. What do you guys think? Absolutely fun. Now this one's about my best friend. This one's about myself. I'm going to move this here because it's still drying. So I can't put it in my sleeve yet because of the ink splatters and the Dazzling Pat. But let me show you the book. I'm actually using the brand new Simple Stories flip book. It's so fun. It's their snap flip books. And check it out, guys. I've got my page already created. Now you can see that Diamond Days in the background. It just looks absolutely beautiful. And I love how we added the splatter and the Dazzling Pat to that. And these brand new books are so cool. They come with the page protectors. Check out my second spread. Again, I do all of my journaling on the computer because it's the best way. I added the Bless stamp set. It's a stamp set of 2. And here are my butterflies once again used as that background infused element. I've got the Diamond Days in the background here. I also stamped tone on tone here. I used sour watermelon against that paper. So I stamped beautiful. My silhouette in the background is also stamped. Brave. And my butterfly splattered, and of course every single page has Dazzling Pat. I love the gold foiling letters and words. And again, there are those strips again with the deco strip elements. the splattering, the background stamping. Now see how we stamped the butterflies in the background here? They add just a little bit of that touch to this project. This one's about my dad and my mom, and so it's a great place to add again some more of that gold foil. And look at how fun this stamped 3x4 card came out. Again, the Diamond Days and the butterfly stamp coordinate beautifully with the collection. Some more Diamond Days background and butterfly stamping, as well as on top of the printed paper with the flower element. Loving the splatter elements, the additional pieces that just coordinate so gorgeously. I love this book. This is that second spread that's going to come into this piece. And of course, the last spread that we did together here during the show. So I love, again, how it all just coordinates beautifully. And I love the butterflies stamped, the silhouette butterfly stamped into the background here. They totally make my book absolutely amazing, and you can continue to separate them. They just cinch here like a regular file folder, and I love these books. We also have an amazing promotion. We always have a free digi file that we give away each month with every $50 spent, so you'll have the opportunity to choose from this digi file or the Darling Mom stamp set. It coordinates beautifully. It's absolutely amazing, and it's a great way to showcase amazing projects this month. Let's check out this spread one more time while it's still drying here, just so that you can see. I think one of the hardest things for people when they're doing memory keeping is trying to figure out their layout and trying to figure out the coordinating elements. When I do a full book, I love to, again, add my journaling in the computer, as well as I love to keep my journaling consistent throughout my entire book. You'll notice that all of my journaling is printed on my sour pineapple cardstock, so that it all looks cohesive and coordinates well with itself and the entire collection that we've got going on here. So I may decide to add a cover to the outside piece, but I also don't want it to get messed up as I'm creating book after book after book after book. It's a great showcase of our memories, and again, an amazing way to create and bring paper to life. Now with Dazzling Pad, if you had a different color palette that you wanted to coordinate, you can simply add some drops of our sugar drops into any of our Dazzling Pad bottles and shake them up to create amazing color collection. This is our Sour Mist, and we did a delicious red, white, and blue for 4th of July. So this is our regular Dazzling Pat, and this is our Dazzling Pat with Rich Blueberry and our Dazzling Pat with Rich Cherry. So amazing ways for you to be able to bring paper to life. Guys, I hope you're excited. I hope you had a blast playing and bringing paper to life with us today, and that you have a blast the rest of today. Huge shout out to Scrapbook Expo for putting on this amazing event together. I hope you're inspired, and I can't wait to continue to make amazing happen with you guys. Don't forget to follow us on our different social media channels for your chance to win amazing prizes and continuing to bring paper to life. We'll catch you guys next time.